love your neighbor as you love yourself. Join me as I dig deep and try to uncover the true meaning behind Jesus' famous statement. Let's see what we can find. One of the most well-known statements in all of Christianity is love your neighbor as yourself. On the surface, it seems straightforward enough, but have you ever stopped to think about what Jesus really meant by this? It's a phrase that's often quoted, but rarely explored in depth. Many people think Jesus was just talking about being kind to those around us, and that's certainly part of it. But if that's all there is to it, then why does it seem like so many Christians struggle to actually do it? I mean, we're called to love our neighbors as ourselves, but what does that really look like in practice? Another misconception is that Jesus was only talking about our physical neighbors, the people who live next door or in our community. But if we look at the context of Jesus' ministry, it's clear that he was talking about something much bigger than that. He was talking about loving all people everywhere. The problem is, our culture often defines love in a way that's very different from how Jesus defined it. We tend to think of love as a feeling, something that we either have or we don't. But Jesus wasn't talking about a feeling. He was talking about a choice. So what was Jesus really getting at with this statement? To understand that, we need to look at the historical context in which he said it. Jesus was speaking to a crowd of people who were largely Jewish, and he was drawing on a rich tradition of Jewish scripture and teaching. In the Old Testament, there are repeated calls to love God and to love one's neighbor. But Jesus takes this a step further by saying that we should love our neighbors as ourselves. That's a radical idea, because it implies that our neighbors are just as valuable and deserving of love as we are. The Greek word for neighbor in this passage is actually a bit broader than we might think. It doesn't just mean someone who lives nearby. It means anyone who is in need. So in a way, Jesus is saying that anyone we meet can be our neighbor, if we choose to see them that way. One of the most significant insights into this statement comes from understanding that Jesus wasn't just teaching a moral principle. He was pointing to a deeper reality. He's saying that we're all connected, that we're all part of the same human family. When we love our neighbors as ourselves, we're not just doing something nice for someone else. We're actually participating in the very fabric of reality. We're recognizing that we're all in this together, and that our individual well-being is tied to the well-being of those around us. This idea is just as relevant today as it was when Jesus first said it. In a world that's increasingly divided and isolated, we're desperate for a sense of connection and community, and Jesus' statement offers us a way forward, a way to bridge the gaps between us and to find common ground. So what can we take away from all of this? I think the key is to remember that Jesus' statement is not just a moral teaching. It's an invitation to participate in a deeper reality. It's an invitation to love not just our neighbors, but ourselves, and to recognize that we're all part of the same human family. Thanks for joining me on this journey into Jesus' famous statement.